Well, hello. Michael here, looking at Psalms 27, specifically verse 5 through to 8 for the exposition. And so we're going to go ahead and read those verses, 5 through to 8 of chapter 27, Psalm 77. Verse 5. For he will hide me in his shelter in the day of trouble. He will conceal me under the cover of his tent. He will lift me high upon a rock. And now my head shall be lifted up above my enemies all around me, and I will offer in his tent sacrifices with shouts of joy. I will sing and make melody to the Lord. Verse 7. Hear, O Lord, when I cry aloud. Be gracious to me and answer me. And verse 8. You have said, seek my face. My heart says to you, your face, Lord, do I seek. And so we look to the Treasure of David, as written by Charles Spurgeon for the Exposition. Verse 5. This verse gives an excellent reason for the psalmist's desire after communion with God, namely, that he was thus secured in the hour of peril. For in the time of trouble, that needy time, that time when others forsake me, he shall hide me in his pavilion. He shall give me the best of shelter in the worst of danger. The royal pavilion was erected in the center of the army, and around it all the mighty men kept a guard at all hours. Thus in that divine sovereignty which almighty power is sworn to maintain, the believer peacefully is hidden not by himself furtively, but by the King, who hospitably entertains him. In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. Sacrifices aid sovereignty in screening the elect from harm. No one of the old dared to enter the most holy place on pain of death. And if the Lord has hidden his people there, what foe shall venture to molest them? He shall set me up upon a rock. Immutability, eternity, and infinite power here comes to the aid of sovereignty and sacrifice. How blessed is the standing of the man whom God himself sets on high above his foes, upon an impregnable rock which never can be stormed. Well may we desire to dwell with the Lord, who so effectually protects his people. And verse 6. And now shall mine head be lifted up above mine enemies round about me. He is quite sure of it. Godly men of old prayed in faith, nothing wavering, and spoke of their answer to their prayers as a certainty. David was by faith so sure of a glorious victory over all those who beset him, that he arranged in his own heart what he would do when his foes lay all prostrate before him. That arrangement was such a gratitude suggested. Therefore will I offer in his tabernacle sacrifices of joy. That place for which he longed in his conflict should see his thankful joy in his triumphant return. He does not speak of jubilation to be offered in his palace and feasting in his banqueting halls, but holy mirth he selects as most fitting for as so divine a deliverance. I will sing. This is the most natural mode of expressing thankfulness. Yes, I will sing praises unto the Lord. The vow is confirmed by repetition and explained by addition, which addition vows all the praise unto Jehovah. Let who will be silent. The believer, when his prayer is heard, must and will make his praise to be heard also. And let who sing unto the vanities of the world. The believer reserves his music for the Lord alone. And now we look to verse 7. Hear, O Lord, when I cry with my voice. The pendulum of spirituality swings from prayer to praise. The voice which in the last verse was tuned to music is here tuned to crying. As a good soldier, David knew how to handle his weapons and found himself much at home with the weapons of all prayer. Note his anxiety to be heard. Pharisees care not a fig for the Lord's hearing them, so long as they are heard of men, or charm their own pride with this sounding devotion. But with genuine man, the Lord's ear is everything. The voice may be profitably used even in private prayer, for though it is unnecessary, it is often helpful and aids in preventing distractions. Have mercy also upon me. Mercy is the hope of sinners and the refuge of saints. All acceptable petitioners dwell much upon this attribute, and answer me. We may expect answers to prayers, and should not be easy without them any more than we would be if we had written a letter to a friend upon important business and had received no reply. Verse 8. In this verse we are taught that if we would have the Lord hear our voice, we must be careful to respond to his voice. The true heart should echo the will of God as the rocks among the Alps repeats its sweetest music, the notes of the peasant's horn. Observe that the command was in the plural to all the saints. Seek ye, but the man of God turned it into the singular by a personal application. Thy face, Lord, will I seek. The voice of the Lord is very effectual where all other voices fail. When thou saidest, then my heart, my inmost nature, was moved to an obedient reply. Note the promptness of the response. No sooner said than done. As soon as God said, seek, the heart said, I will seek. Oh, for more of this holy readiness. Would to God that we were more plastic to the divine hand, more sensitive of the touch of God's Spirit. Yes, indeed. Every word so precious to be imbibed, to be written on our hearts and our souls and our minds and our bodies. Oh, praise be to God. Trust you enjoyed the meditation then. Michael here declaring yet again, Jesus is Lord. Until next time, be blessed.